What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Sammie Vee Sessions. This week has literally beat the shit out of me, and I'm just happy that I made it here. Starting off strong. I said in the beginning of 2026 I was not going to say no to any side quests, and today with my best friend and her friend Kaya, I tried omakase for the first time. It's like sushi, but different. I don't know how it differs. I'm going to look up the omakase. What's the difference? Let's see. It's a Japanese dining experience where the chef curates a personalized multi-course meal featuring the freshest seasonal and often luxurious ingredients. Most of it is raw fish, though. Disclaimer. So sometimes you can get sushi and you can get things like California rolls, which I absolutely love, or like shrimp tempura, and those are cooked. But omakase is like raw fish. For example, I had red snapper. We had bluefin tuna. We had, let's see, can you guys see this? Oh, yeah. This was, I don't even remember, but something with chili oil. It was absolutely delicious. And then this was the bluefin tuna. Oh, nope, I lied. Bluefin tuna. This was so good. And then this little sprinkle of glitter. It was an experience and it was so good. I'll let you guys know where we went. We went to Koi Omakase in Brooklyn. So if you want to go, it's on 5th Ave in Brooklyn. So if you want to go, I do suggest that place, especially if it's your first time. I was nervous. I don't like raw anything. Like, I even like my steak well done. And I know some of you like winced at me saying well done with a steak. I don't care. It could be a $400 steak. Cook that until it stops mooing. Like, I don't want my meat to moo. I don't want to see blood. I don't want to see pink. I like my steak well done. So for me to try raw fish was definitely a step out of my comfort zone. They also had one serving of, I guess, the sushi or whatever it was, and it had Wagyu, so that's beef. It's not fish, and it was still, but I tried it. I was proud of myself. I was a big girl. I actually tried it. I actually did not spit any of it out. Some of it, they gave a sea urchin on top of one of them, and that wasn't for me, y'all. I said, this one, And then they had salmon. The salmon one was good, but it had foie gras on it. Foie gras. Listen, I'm not pinkies up kind of fancy. So foie gras is fatty duck liver, and I'll let y'all look up how they get fatty duck liver. I was not interested in even trying that. But anyway, this is just to say, try things. Stop saying no. Stop saying, oh, I'm not going to like that if you've never tried it. Try it. You might be very surprised. And now that I'm on my way to Japan in 11 days at this point, by the time this is posted, it'll be 9 days. But now I can go with my husband around Japan trying sushi and tell him, just put it in your mouth. Trust me. Just put it in your mouth. Don't even think about it. It's raw fish, because he also has the same fear as me. Like, the raw fish is kind of like out of our comfort zone, but now he's got me. I've tried it, and it's delicious. I thought it was going to be chewy, like you couldn't be able to bite through it, but it was more like melt in your mouth kind of like an experience. So the fish is on top, and then underneath it is like a ball of rice. Ours had wasabi and soy sauce. I guess everybody does theirs differently, but it was really good. All right, we're going to get right into where in the world is Benito. So Benito is in Australia this weekend. The first night in Australia already happened. I want to say the second night is already happening right now because of the time difference. Like, right now, it's Saturday at 5:44 p.m. 5:44 p.m. on a Saturday. Yeah, so it's tomorrow. It's already Sunday morning in Sydney right now. So their concert already happened on Saturday. But what I wanted to talk about is I made a TikTok, because y'all know my love for Bad Bunny and Gabriela. You guys know I don't like to talk about gossip on this TikTok, but I will talk about love gossip all the time because that's my sweet spot. So Bad Bunny and Gabriela, they are my favorite couple ever. He was seen in Australia at first, and people in my TikTok comments said that they could see her too. I didn't see her getting off the plane with him, but on her story, she posted the song Down Under by Men at Work. And when she posted it on her story, I didn't think anything of it. I was like, oh, that's a good song. And I started playing it. And then I remember listening to it. If you've never heard of it before, they're talking about being Australian or talking about an Australian person. And I said, oh my God, bingo. She's saying that she's in Australia by posting this song. I thought it was super clever. So I went on TikTok and I posted it and I said, look at Gabby giving us the cheese man. Look at her giving into it. She's like, oh, these people are going to love it. People are going to be eating this shit up. Like, oh my God, look, Gabby. Blah, blah, blah. I thought it was super cute that she did it. Everybody in my TikTok comments like, she's already at the beach with Bad Bunny. She's already at the beach. Blah, 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 blah. She didn't have to tell. And I'm like, you guys missed the point. In order for you to understand her TikTok post, you needed to know the song to know that she was saying like, hey, I am in Australia with Bad Bunny. Yes, I'm here with my mans. That's my mans again. And then they were seen on the beach together in Sydney. And one of my friends from the gym was putting me on like, hey, this is definitely in Sydney. She's there with him. And turns out they were together. People were saying that he was with his parents on the beach with her too. Everybody else is in bathing suits and this man is in a baseball cap, a tote bag, and a sweater. Sir, why are you fully clothed at the beach? I don't know if he was trying to hide, but everybody knows Gabriela now. Everybody knows her. Why did you think you were going to hide next to her? So with Bad Bunny going to Australia, it made me really curious. You don't need to speak Spanish or understand Spanish to enjoy Bad Bunny's music. You don't need to understand the language of any music to enjoy it. That's not what music is about. However, I got a little curious and I wanted to see what the Latino community was like in Australia. So, according to the University of Notre Dame Latino Studies, this article was written in January 2026 by Hannah Gatewood. And it says, Melbourne has the largest population in Australia of Latin Americans. Latin Americans? They're not American. They're not supposed to be. Anyway, Melbourne has the largest population of 3,000 people. As stated in Ultrix, in Sydney, Latinos are the second fastest growing ethnic workforce group after the Southeast Asians. And 15% of the new temporary skill shortage visa holders in 2024 were from South America. Though these numbers may seem small compared to those of different countries, the influence that Latino immigrants are leaving on Australia is colossal. So there is a growing Latino population in Australia, especially in Sydney. So there is a Latino population in Sydney, and it's apparently growing. So maybe Bad Bunny's team was like, hey, I think there's an opportunity for us to go and explore what this concert might look like in Australia. And boy, was it noted. So Australia's first night, the special song was Un Preview from Nadie Sabe. Oh, the crowd was not loud enough. My goodness. I want you guys to go look up the TikToks of Bad Bunny in Australia the first night. They were not loud enough. If you listen closely to those TikToks of when Un Preview is playing, you can hear some people singing their heart out, singing their lungs out, trying to cover for the rest of the crowd, but the energy was so low. I don't think he should have chosen such a niche song, especially not from that album, because a lot of people might not have listened to that album. That album, Nadie Sabe, I feel like you needed to like Trap Bunny. You couldn't like the Perreo Bad Bunny. You needed to like him in his trap era. That was definitely for the trap fans, that album. But they did save themselves. He was on stage saying in Spanish, I don't know what I was walking into tonight, but basically like, here goes nothing. So he tested the crowd and he said, Si hay sol hay playa, si hay playa y alcohol. And then the crowd responded very loud. I said, oh, Jesus, thank you. At least you guys know Calladita. Because if you didn't, that would have been a problem. You might not have known Un Preview, but Calladita, you guys knew. And that's all I need to be happy for. But so this goes to show that, you know, yes, there are Bad Bunny fans in Australia, but they might not know all the words to his song. And that's okay. They still showed out. That stadium was still packed. And I'm sure it's still going to be packed tonight. I'll let you know when I hear back from my Australian connects about how it was in the crowd. Okay, I've come to report that I have yet again won the Ticketmaster war, and I got tickets to Rüfüs Du Sol. My goodness, I think that was the hardest thing to ever get tickets for in my life. So me and my best friend tried for the pre-sale. We couldn't get anything. Then I got in line for the general sale. I was in the waiting room. So was she. She wanted to get her own 2 tickets. I was in the waiting room, And then you know how like it puts you into the queue? Y'all, it put me right in. It put me right in. I had not a single, I never saw a screen that said 1, 2 people ahead of you. It put me right in, and there was 2 sections left, maybe a total of 10 seats. Absolutely bananas. I've never seen demand for tickets that much. And they're playing at MSG Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I tried to get tickets for Thursday because a lot of people are going to want to go on the weekend, but Thursday night works better for me. So I'm like, okay, like nobody's going to go on Thursday. Guys, first of all, I can only get a max of 3 tickets. That's number one. And they were going so fast that I had to just grab them for me and my husband because I almost didn't get them. Every time I clicked the seat, gone. That was so bad. And I really hope it's true fans buying these tickets, especially because they maxed it out at 3. I really hope it's true fans buying these tickets because if these are just all scalpers and resellers, that'd be really disappointing. I'm very excited to go see them. I'm seeing them on June 25th. So my summer, listen, this podcast we got a lot to talk about this summer. We're going to the World Cup. I'm going to see J. Cole. We're going to see Rüfüs Du Sol. We're going to see Bruno Mars. Y'all stay tuned for this summer. Well, not even the summer because we're going to Japan in 2 weeks. Oh, yeah. So not the next episode, but the following episode, y'all are going to catch me and maybe some guests in Japan. So stay tuned for that. Speaking of Bruno Mars, The Romantic dropped this week. Woo! I was so excited. I'm so excited for this album. And I say all the time, don't make your hard opinion on the first few listens of something. Like, give it time, let it grow on you, let it sit with you for a little while. But I do have some opinions so far on this album. I think I just spit everywhere. Classy. I do have some opinions for this album so far. Okay, so The Romantic, it dropped on February 27th, 2026. So his last solo album was 24 Karat Magic in 2016. He did do an evening with Silk Sonic, Bruno Mars, Anderson .Paak, and Silk Sonic. That was released in November of 2021. Now The Romantic hits 2026. So 10 years before he released more solo work on his own. And upon first listen, the album's only 9 songs, super short, 31 minutes in total. Most of his albums are 9 or 10 songs and only 30 to 40 minutes, so it's typical Bruno. Bruno Mars has always had easy listening music, so he did not step out of his usual artwork, but there's definitely something different about this album. It kind of shows a little bit of maturity. It's called The Romantic for a reason. It's all love songs, and it's not like he's always put out sexy songs and maybe even a little provocative songs, but this one's more intimate and not in your face vulgar like Gorilla. It's definitely not. You're not going to find no Gorilla songs on this album, or Fat, Juicy, and Wet, or whatever song that was with Sexy Red. Like, that is definitely not on this album. But this album's definitely easy to listen to and typical Bruno. It's almost as if you're going to know what he's saying next. It's very easy to learn the lyrics to, too. I see why he put out I Just Might as the single for this album, because that is the most poppy song on the album. The rest of them are super slow. So maybe he was nervous to put out a slow one as a single. Everybody might have been like, oh, I'm not really going to listen to that. But let's talk about some things about this album. It starts off strong with Risk It All. Oh, before I go into the songs, this is a very like slow, light, slow, I need a glass of wine and maybe even a cigarette. Listen, I don't condone smoking, but you know what I mean. Sometimes it just hits. Sometimes you just need one. Okay? Maybe like a chill night, maybe like a jazz bar. Like, you want it to be super chill and cool. Maybe you're having dinner with your significant other and you want to put on some love songs. It's this kind of album. The first song, Risk It All, the album opens with a mariachi style song. When I tell you saying something without saying anything at all, that's exactly what it is. During this time when Latinos are under immense amount of fear and pressure, it was a beautiful way to open the album. He could have chose any song. Who knows why he chose Risk It All, but to start it with a mariachi style song, and it starts strong with the mariachi beat and the band. I really appreciate him doing that, especially during these trying times. But I watched the video for it, and the video almost made me cry. Like, yeah, I'm supposed to get my period this week, but what? That's not the point. The video would have made me cry any day. I'm a sensitive ass bitch, okay? Listen, It starts off with this couple, they're dancing in the kitchen, they get married, they go through life together, and then at the end they turn into old people. Not turn into, but they kind of like transition into an older couple looking at their wedding picture. Oh my God, it was so good. It's such a good video. If you haven't seen the video yet, go watch it. I hope he puts out more videos for this album. I think it's going to be really good. And then I got to digging. I know he had an ex for a very long time. They were together for like 13 years. And I know that they had separated. Nobody knows why. But I wonder if Bruno has a muse in his life now, because these songs are very, like I said, intimate. And you have to have some kind of muse to be talking like that. Like, you can't be talking all this hot mess, all this love, all this connection, and have nobody in your life. So maybe Bruno pops up with a new boo thing soon. Maybe. You know what? He might. He might, because his tour is coming up and he's got to promote that. So maybe he pops up with a new boo thing and says, this is my muse for the album. I don't know. But even like, I was reading articles about this album too. People are saying that in the 10 years, you can definitely tell that his craft has matured and there's different, he's still doing the same kind of music, but it's more mature now. Another song that I think you should listen to besides Risk It All is God Was Showing Off. God Was Showing Off is going to be everybody's wedding song in 2027. I'm calling it right now. Risk It All too. So Risk It All and God Was Showing Off is definitely going to be everybody's wedding songs in 2027. Those two songs are absolutely beautiful. And I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. Like, they're great songs, but I feel like the song is filled with wedding songs. That's the kind of album it is. Still worth a listen. Make sure you go listen. It's only 31 minutes of your life. Go stream that shit right now. Put it on some speakers, put it in your headphones, go stream it right now. So with this album, with the first few listens, like I said, this is not my hard opinion, and I'm a woman. I'm allowed to change my mind. See, guys, life has been kicking my ass this week. But this is not going to be my top 2 albums. For sure, it's not going to be my top 2 albums. What I can say is my number 1 album of Bruno Mars is Unorthodox Jukebox. Let me tell you the songs on there. Young Girls, Locked Out of Heaven, Gorilla, Treasure, When I Was Your Man, Natalie, If I Knew. You can't beat that album. That's not all the songs, but those are my favorite songs from that album. That album, hit after hit after hit after hit. No skips. That is my favorite album. When did that come out? That came out in 2012. My second favorite album of Bruno's, 24 Karat Magic. That one came out in 2016. On this album, you got 24 Karat Magic, you got Chunky, you got Perm, you got That's What I Like, you got Versace on the Floor, you got Straight Up and Down, you got Calling on My Lovelies, you got Finesse. I didn't like Too Good to Say Goodbye. This is what I'm talking about. Those are back-to-back hits on an album that I like. The same thing with Invasion of Privacy with Cardi B. I can listen to that album from beginning to end and not get tired of any songs and know exactly what song is coming next. But those are my 2 favorites for Bruno. I don't think The Romantic is going to make it up there. Let's see. I have 6 months to listen to this album before the tour starts, or at least the tour gets to New Jersey, where I'm going to see him in MetLife. But that, I don't know. It's not hitting like the other ones did. But then again, I've also listened to those songs 12, 14, 10 years at this point. So maybe the Romantic just needs to grow on me a little bit. Speaking of his tour, there's so much music I need to listen to this year just to be refreshed for concerts. Like I said in my last podcast, guys, don't ask me to hang out. Your girl is broke from events and going and doing things. But yeah, short episode this week. I love catching up with you guys all the time. Make sure if you're watching this on YouTube, you're subscribing, you're commenting, you're liking, you're sharing with somebody you know, sharing with somebody you don't. Maybe you're posting it to your story. If you listen to me on Spotify, make sure you rate my podcast, please. Also leave a comment. You can like it. Please follow on Spotify. Your support means everything to me. I love doing this, and I can't wait to see where this podcast brings me. But that's it for today. Love you all. Take care of yourself and each other.